These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Powered by Riverside.
Good morning, Skippy. And good morning, Mr. Steve Rodriguez, who is on and live right on the top of the hour with us. Good job, buddy. Sorry about the little, radio silence there for a second.
Good morning there.
What?
Good morning. I don't know where you went there. You said good morning to me and then 16 other things. I didn't know if I should answer.
Good morning, Skippy.
Oh, hey. How are we doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
I'm glad.
Couldn't possibly be better.
Couldn't or wouldn't? Shouldn't.
The birds are singing. The snow is melted.
Snow is mostly melted.
I have zero snow here at my house.
I still have small piles.
I mean, there's a little patch at the bottom of the sled, but it's like that big.
Small piles.
The snow's gone.
Good.
The snow is gone. It is spring, everybody. It is meteorological spring. That was a nice view of your butt crack there, Skippy. Thank you.
Sorry.
What?
Back. Hey.
Oh, hey there. While I'm waiting for Skippy. Hello, JP on the TikTok. Thanks for hello, Skippy's dogs. For the record, my dogs have been much less annoying on this podcast in the last year than yours have. I just wanted to say that.
I don't know.
As much shit as my dogs got. There he goes again. I'm really tired of seeing your butt crack.
There's definitely no crack being shown.
Are those little hearts on your underwear? Are you wearing your Valentine's underwear?
No, they're little Reese cups, actually.
Oh.
Sometimes it gets a little chocolatey down there.
Justin says top 3 episode already. And the bar's pretty low. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, I always knew talking about my ass would definitely get you.
Yeah, it is. We're officially meteorological spring, which is awesome. So 10-day forecast and beyond looks fantastic. Normal March, a little up and down, 1-2 weeks.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to go grab my cellular phone device.
Because that's important for what we're doing.
Well, for me to log into Square, it is.
Why do you need to log into Square?
Oh, we don't talk about Square stuff? Oh, okay.
Oh, well, don't you have okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. All right, Skippy.
Is that what the kids are doing now?
I don't know. I don't know what the kids are doing. Everything is very sus and skibbity.
Sus. Skippity?
Skibbity.
Skibbity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. You got it right now.
Oh.
What's it mean? I'm not positive.
Oh.
Yep. So anyways. Yeah, let's trudge on. Skippy, how was your week? So, okay. Now, let's have some pre-context to your week. So we hit. You said you hit 50 last week, right? You were solid 50s.
We had 2 days in the 50s.
What days were those?
Now you're gonna ask. I think it was
Wednesday, Thursday.
I think it was like Wednesday, Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a really cold day in the middle.
All right.
Yeah, I think it was Wednesday, Friday.
All right. So now, as we know, in especially spring and fall food trucky, I think it's more spring than it is fall. So we get that first nice weather day, or a couple days in a row. And for us, at least, it's slow because you have lots of people doing yard work, trying to get stuff going outside. They're cleaning up from the winter. Has this been your experience so far with the cafe? Has there been any correlation to sales and weather from this last week with it being a little up and down?
Yeah, Thursday, the coldest day was our best Thursday yet.
And Thursday's been your better day.
No, Thursday's
typically,
been
right?
absolute shit.
Oh, Thursday's been the slow day. Okay. Sorry, I had that backwards. Okay.
Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was typically the leader.
Okay. And Wednesday was the first warm day.
Yeah, Wednesday it was slower than normal, but still hit still around the same goal as far as number of orders. Sorry, I'm pulling up stuff because I'm.
And good morning to Jason, Birdie's Blue Eye Barbecue. Welcome.
How's that Humphreys working out, bud?
I'll let you know as soon as he says.
So Thursday,
and we'll talk about that in a second, Justin, because I wanted to bring it up too.
Oh,
Lent, since we have an extra long, at least for when we start our food truck season, an extra long Lent season versus last year, where I think we only had one Lentil Friday last year because Easter was so early last year.
Yeah.
And it starts this week. So.
Does it really? Oh, good.
Yeah. Fat Tuesday tomorrow, Ash Wednesday, Wednesday. And then, your first Lentil Friday is this week. So, Justin, no, Skippy has not planned anything for Lent. Clearly. But we'll get into that.
I've thought about salmon, but that's about it.
Yep. Continue with your awesome week.
Again, the whole reports thing, I'm trying to figure this out.
I thought you were looking on your phone.
No, I can look on my phone now.
Wasn't that the whole reason you grabbed your phone?
No, I had to relog into Square on my computer.
Oh, I gotcha. That makes more sense. You needed the text message.
Son of a bitch.
I thought you were just using your phone to look at Square.
All right, so the total.
The total toes.
So we hit 155 tickets over the 5 days, Wednesday through Sunday.
Which is down how much between the last 5 days?
The previous 5 days. Oh, actually. Oh, it doesn't tell me. Previous 5 days. We're at 177.
So you're only down 20 transactions.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I think what really hurt is our average sale was $33.46 the previous 5 days, and the last 5 days it was $29.66, under $30.
Okay. So, next question then, since you're in Square and your reports, have you noticed a change in what's being ordered? Are you now more sandwich heavy than you were before, where it was heavier meats?
So that's a great question. I'm very glad you asked.
Thank you. I'm glad I asked too.
So
context is everything with sales numbers.
So for the week of the 26th to the 2nd, those 5 days I was open, our number one seller was still a 2-meat plate.
Okay.
Number 2 was ribs. Number 3 was a sandwich, a specific sandwich we have.
Okay.
4 was loaded mac and 5 was wings.
Okay. So those entree items are starting to sneak up a little bit.
Sandwiches are starting to sneak up. So I did the report. I do like Square. I think Square reports when you send them on or send them to the next or to Excel or Google Sheets or whatever you use. Really tell a pretty good story.
Yeah.
So for the month of February, happy March, everybody. Happy March.
Yes, happy March.
The
Ides of March are upon us.
2 meat plates still number 1, ribs number 2, wings number 3, pulled pork sandwich number 4, and loaded mac with brisket number 5.
Okay.
As far as gross sales go.
So yeah, you're starting to see a change then.
Yeah, I'm starting to think like I need to put wings on the freaking menu every day. But,
Well, yeah. Okay. But having a sandwich kind of get into that top 5, your loaded mac is moving up the list. So you're getting, I think you're getting more to the point of what your normal food truck sales, which was sandwiches and entrees. So we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, I think, where, maybe it's a lot of new people coming to see you. And now that you have meat platters, they're kind of they can taste a little bit of everything at once. And then they'll get to the sandwiches kind of thing, maybe.
Yeah, I think that they are going piggybacking off that, and it's probably not even a piggyback, it's probably the same thing you just said, just a different way. I think people came because I am seeing a lot of return customers.
Mm-hmm.
People came, they tried the meat by themselves, and now they're trying something different. And yeah, I think that's so I downloaded yesterday because we were deader than a doorknob, deader than 4 o'clock.
Deader than 4 o'clock on a Tuesday.
I remember those days. Come on. Sorry, I clicked on.
Nope, you're good. I'll get to comments while you're looking.
Please comment. I love comments.
Justin says, and then we'll get back to this. Skippy doing any smoked shrimp or salmon for Lent. And then Jason said, just got the trailer back from the shop, all custom exhaust work and a bunch of other trailer mods that I needed to get done. Firing up this week.
Oh, he mounted it to a trailer. Okay.
So, if you were any sort of real food trucker, Jason, you'd do the mods yourself and have it take 3 months.
You don't say.
Just putting it out there.
All right. Let me throw in a filter real quick. Okay. So, I love throwing in filters. So I have, if you had to guess, and you already know number 1. Number 2, what would you guess my number 2 sandwich is? Because I think this might blow your mind.
Your number 2 sandwich?
Yes.
The PB&J?
No.
Oh.
The Elvis, the one with peanut butter.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
So the one with peanut, your version.
You actually, yeah.
Your Presley, my Elvis, is a number 2 sandwich. So in the month of February, we sold 77 pulled pork sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
We sold 58 Elvises.
Okay, so and I know that you have your food cost dialed in.
No, because that's another problem. That's again, downloading all this and looking through stuff. That's another problem. Is my food cost for the month of February was absolutely horrendous.
So I was gonna say, I know for us, we make our percentages are better for sandwiches and entrees than they are for meat by the pound. I'm assuming yours are the same way because you're not doing cost times 3 or 4 on brisket or ribs. Yeah, because no one would buy them. So it actually benefits you then to sell more sandwiches. So even though you had 22 less transactions and far less sales, may have made closer to the same amount of money week to week. Is what I'm saying.
It was those transactions, and the difference was, I believe, 5, 2.
Jason says he'll never call himself a food trucker, a caterer all the way, baby.
$1,400 in sales were just the difference between
you're doing transactions and then
the average ticket and the transactions.
Okay. Over 5 days though, right?
Correct. Both were 5 days.
So $300 a day. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But how much of that did you make up in your food cost percentage being so much lower on average? And you don't have those numbers. You don't know that. I wouldn't be able to tell you that week to week, because while I know what it costs to make each specific item, I couldn't tell you week to week to the granular level, where that hits bottom line. I just know that we're good on overall per item.
I can tell you that because I use Square Banking and they have all the reports and all that wonderful stuff set up.
Yeah.
Anytime I go to a grocery store, it rings in.
Right. Yeah, I know, but still, it's not granular to the level of.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. What I'm trying to allude to you is that when I said my food cost was horrendous, my food cost was almost according to inventory. Granted, not as granular, but it's not going to be overly different.
You're talking about your purchases. Your purchases were, higher.
My inventory. How about that?
Yep.
Inventory.
Okay.
Now, because it lumps everything into one, it could also include, if I bought metal pans or something like that. So yes, I know that there is stuff that I can take out of this. We had just under 25,000 in sales.
Okay.
My
for February, right?
My inventory purchases was 11.7.
Okay.
I did find myself throwing
What's the
out,
percentage?
40 something.
Hold on, what was the numbers?
Hold on, I got it right here.
Okay.
50, 48.
Okay. I mean,
Granted,
so,
labor was always like around 10%, but
it doesn't mean you want to run 10% high in food costs, but that's also not accurate number. So 48% isn't totally accurate, because you have a lot of that stuff is dry goods, potentially. So you still have noodles in stock at the end of the month. You still have like bags. You bought bags, or you bought whatever, aluminum pans and stuff like that. So, but yes, you still have to count those as part of your food cost. It's the cost of goods sold. So, yeah, but you still haven't done your spreadsheet of what it cost you to make your Elvis, right?
No, I did. We went over that.
Okay. So you have the bottom line cost of what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So is per item, all your per item stuff, you feel like you're comfortable with those percentages? Outside of
stuff.
Outside of like brisket by the pound and stuff like that. But
yes.
There's not much you can do about that. Okay.
My problem was I was overly
I cooked too much.
I did. That was the major problem. I was throwing stuff away. So basically I had to go buy more because I threw whatever I had away, and I overindulged.
Yeah. Waste is a killer, man.
And I didn't really honestly I didn't really have that with I really don't have that with the food truck. But it's like,
but you have a better idea. You've done that long enough that you have a pretty good idea of this is what we're kind of going to go through.
Yes.
Like you're not throwing away 3 butts normally at the end of a day on a food truck, because you have a good enough feel of events.
Right now, I think I could go through 1 brisket and 1 butt on almost a daily basis and sell out.
At the cafe?
Yeah. I was throwing out a full pan of mac and cheese at the end of the day.
No, that's not too bad.
It's not, but it adds
cost-wise. Yeah.
Because a 5-pound bag is 2 full pans of mac for me. A 5-pound bag of noodles.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm throwing away a half a bag of noodles.
So for me to do 8 half pans, it cost me about $50 right now. A little over. It's like 53, I think, is where I'm at.
Now, our friend Mr. Lodato did a video of how he makes mac and cheese on the fly.
Mhm.
and I thought about doing that just in case I needed
Yep.
more without having to, wait the 45 minutes it takes to boil noodles.
Yep.
And so I tried it. It didn't work. I mean, it honestly did not work.
Yep.
Having the smoker outside and walking back and forth, and yeah, it doesn't work.
So yeah, I mean, I've seen it done a couple different ways. The to order stuff where you just have a crock of cheese sauce and you have your noodles pre-done and ready to go,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just ladle the hot cheese onto the noodles and you're good to go, type of thing. I can't get the cheese sauce to hold. Really,
Yeah, I don't know what he's
I
doing.
would consider it, but I can't. It gets weird. It gets funky. I've had it get gritty. I've had it separate on me, and that's from it being too hot. But I don't want to have to. By the time we get open, I mean, when we're lucky enough to do what we do, that we're not cooking anything to order, more or less. I don't want to have to look that hard and keep track of anything that much while we're open and doing lunch service. I don't want to have to keep checking temperature of cheese sauce to make sure it's in the range that we need it to be, because I don't care what device I'm using in my thing, the temperature controls aren't that precise.
Yeah.
So, someone just told me my mic isn't working. Thank you, Lori. Just a second. Oh, hold on. Bet you that one will be better. Go there. And there. Add. Is that better? Aha. I got you back, Lori. All right. Thank you, Lori. I've only had like 10 other people come in and go on TikTok and not say anything. But thank you. Where were we? Okay. I'd asked Lori, but she couldn't hear anything going on. Yeah, I took.
I'm just going through my banking. I got a $72 payment from Facebook this month.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, we were talking about food costs and stuff. So
yes.
I want to circle back to that. I've been kind of going through some of Square's third-party partners and stuff. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff out there, paid services that we can use. But I'm thinking I might try one or two of them just to see how they go. One of them is a live food track cost analysis based on what you're selling through Square. So you can import your sales after you load up your recipes and stuff. And you can kind of do what I did with my spreadsheet, assign values to stuff. And it will auto adjust those too, based on, because you can upload your invoices and stuff too, from or your receipts from GFS and stuff, and it'll help you auto adjust everything. So you can get a fairly good idea of what your actual food cost is day to day and how your pricing is and where your risk is. So, yeah, there's some cool stuff out there, I think, that to help restaurants. Unfortunately, they're all $100 to $200 a month type services. And it's like, okay, are you going to gain back that $200 potentially, in savings? And maybe you can, I don't know, but, yeah, stuff to look at though. All right. What else you got going on, Skippy? So a light,
huh? I ordered a pallet of pellets.
A pallet of pellets.
Pallet of pellets.
Right. Cool.
I have to realize that when I'm a lot of other things is like, as far as like ordering things, I really have to learn how to take shipping into account.
Oh, yep.
So I'm expecting like a bag of pellets, a 40-pound bag, to be $8.50, which it was, but then shipping and liftgate service and stuff like that to get it into my storage unit. I spend $15 on a bag of pellets at Sam's. This great deal was only like $13.75.
a
Still
bag.
less. Still
So
less.
yeah, you're saving $1 a bag. How many bags are you gonna go through throughout the year?
So right now I'm going through 4 a week.
So 200 bags. I mean, you're gonna save a couple $100.
Yeah, and as long as I can remember that I have to grab them because my storage unit isn't open. The
Yep.
lock gate is only open at 6, not 5 when I get to the shop. So I have to get them the night before.
Yeah, and once you get that routine down, I mean, you'll be good to go. But yeah, I mean, every couple $100, I mean, helps, right?
Is that under? Do you classify your charcoal and stuff under inventory?
I mean, it's inventoried, yes.
Or is it utilities?
I had it under a whole separate category, which was just charcoal. So
I get that, but I don't have that.
So it'd be under fuel. So utility, I mean, fuel. It's fuel.
All right, so we'll leave it under utility.
It'd be no different than if you're running natural gas to your smoker, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's a utility. It's what is required to run your cooking equipment, just like electricity is for your stuff inside, or gas. Make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
That's how I would classify it. I'm no tax expert or accounting expert, but that's where it is logically in my head.
You're doing a great job. Thank you.
You're no problem, man. Now, figuring that into your daily food cost, you know, how many pellets does it take to cook a single butt?
I mean, I haven't counted them out, but we can.
You know, and there's some people that say that's the route you have to go. I think Bill Moore is probably one of those guys. Like, you have to take into every minute granular thing. But for us, to do 4 pork butts doesn't take any more fuel than 1 pork butt. You know? So for me, when I figure it out, kind of, it's what's the average. So on average, we go through 20 pounds of charcoal, blah, 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 divided it amongst our average cook for the day. And that's kind of how I filter it down all the way. It's not 100% accurate, but it gives us a pretty good benchmark to go by. So yeah, was that your? So you had asked me. You sent me a message. I don't remember what day it was, but it was about dry stock.
Yes.
Is it better to buy in bulk or as you need it? And I think you already knew the answer. It was kind of a surprising question for me.
No, here's why I asked. So if I start using Cisco because I don't want to keep driving around, and I can get their prices down where they're more reasonable than what they show on their online portal. They only do things in bulk. So like if I need, like, let's say deli papers, right? If I'm only going through a certain amount of deli papers within a certain amount of months, is it better to front it instead of just buying one per month?
Yeah, as long as you have the space. I mean, how many are we talking?
I don't know yet. I don't, because
okay.
Oh, as far as like how many, they would send me like 10 boxes.
Oh yeah. Are you going to go through that in a year?
I hope so.
Reasonably expected to go through those.
Yes.
So yeah. My only thought was if, and I'll get to your comments in just a second, Justin. I don't want to get too far removed from that conversation. Excuse me. As long as you're going to go through it, like for us, it's the season. So we buy cases of our little bags. So our little number 8 bags, 8-pound paper craft bags. A package is like 500, I think.
Yeah.
And for a case, it's 8 of those. So it's like 4,000 bags. And for us, we're going to go through the majority of them in the year. We're probably going to have a couple packages left over at the end of the year, but it's not going to go bad. They'll be just fine next year as long as, you know, there's no water leakage or whatever.
Yeah.
So for us, the savings on that is well worth it. And we have the shelf space. So as long as I don't have to find space for this stuff, then yeah, it's 100% worth it because the amount you're saving is, while it's small per item, so you're saving $200 on your pellets for the year. You do another 10 things that you're saving $200 over the course of a year, and now you're talking about a couple grand. So yeah, I mean, it adds up quick. And then for us, for our disposable aluminum pans, that I am 99.999% sure we're going to go to stainless steel pans. Sure, we're going to have a couple $100 upfront cost on those, $300-400. But just on the half pans alone, we're spending $2,000 a year. So we're going to have instant savings for the first year and then residual savings every year because we don't have to do it. Yes, we have to wash them. We're going to go through a little bit more soap, blah, 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 blah. It's a couple more hours of work for people, but their hours are already working. It's not like we're going to have to stay late 2 hours after we close to do dishes.
True.
They're already doing the dishes that we have. As long as we keep up on stuff, it's not going to be, those aren't super taxing to wash if you get to them right away or within a reasonable amount of time.
That's what that was. Ooh.
So that's what I was, I mean, save whatever money you can whenever you can, as long as it's reasonable.
Yeah.
I know you don't have a ton of space in there, but I would 100% utilize every square inch of storage you can. Justin says it wouldn't, so back to the whole charcoal, whatever. It wouldn't count in your food cost if it's a utility. It's separate cost. If you were to count it as like oil in the fryer, then it would be part of your food cost. That's where accounting can differ. You can count it as food cost or as a utility. So that was as clear as everything we just said. So thank you.
Clear as mud.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. So, yeah. So you had a up and down week. How are you feeling about this week with the weather? We don't have as many big swings this week, I don't think.
So
we had a couple warm days, rain.
Unfortunately, we will be closed Wednesday. My wife has a surgery that I have to be. Of course, they're not going to tell me. That this will lead into the next topic.
Okay.
But she has a surgery that they won't call her until tomorrow to schedule it.
Yep. For the time of day. Yep.
Yeah. Leads me in the next topic about hiring people. Anyway, how do I feel? We have our first food truck event on Saturday.
Okay.
Yes, I have people for that. It's all good.
Is the trailer ready?
Yes, trailer's ready.
Okay.
Trailer is cleaned. It's not stocked yet, but I have all the stock for it. I just need to move it from one location to the other.
Okay.
Sometimes the problem is well, you know, because you've been there, the parking lot of that place is fucking just absolutely shit.
No, okay. Have you asked, so when I was there, where your pickup truck was parked, that's like past parking lot. Is that ever full back there?
No, it's going to be used at some point or another for a outdoor dining
area. Okay. That's a weird spot for outdoor dining.
So I asked originally if we can block like 2 parking spaces off up front in the parking lot, like right up front by the building. He said, no, too much liability. And he thinks,
but it seems like you could park your trailer back on that back edge.
Yeah, I also parked there all week, and my front tire sunk into the dirt.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I gotta move stuff, and it's all all easily able to be moved. It's all boxes. And I have a plan for everything. I have a plan. So
is it all in your head, or did you write it down?
I even wrote it down.
Good job. Good job, Skippy.
I changed the food truck menu to simplify it. So we didn't have to like cross things off. Like since we did roadside, we offered ribs. Well, I use the same menu when we don't offer ribs. So it's like, I took ribs off. I put drinks on there. I put just our festival stuff that we normally do just for events and not roadside.
Good job.
Create a new menu. I tried to simplify what we had on there. I took a couple sandwiches off. And I added things that were easily able to be pushed out the window. So we found out last year that the barbecue Sunday was a good seller, so we kept that. And then we threw on our version of cowboy beans, which is basically like beans, cornbread, and meat.
Mhm.
It's just stuff that's easily able to be put together.
Yep.
We only have one side, one cold side, and 2 hot sides. So, and that one hot side can easily be switched into a cold side if we need to. But I think it'll be good. My person is there. I even swung free, well, not free rent, but cheap rent for this event and 2 free sweatshirts because I offered to give them a pan of pulled pork and some mac and cheese for their volunteers.
Nice.
And they gave me a $150 spot and 2 free $40 sweatshirts.
Nice. Welcome back, Draft Barbecue. I don't know if you're still there or not. And then before you get on to hiring for the shop, just want to add on, the cost of the utility is paid for by the profit of your food item made. If you count it in your food cost, it will lessen your profit. It's 2 sides of the same cart. True. But I know some super granular accounting people would say a portion of your utility would be part of your food cost, and then you would still have the utility for the building. So your heating, cooling costs, while using the same general utility, a percentage of that would be used for in your food cost numbers, is all I'm saying. So I know it'd be the same as multiple plants under the same account. So my previous employer ran multiple divisions that were all on their own accounting lines. So they would split up the propane cost or the heating electric cost inside the building between the separate divisions. So they were all paying for their own utilities, essentially, just based on a percentage of what the business did. But we're right. We don't need to get that granular in our accounting yet. So just saying, there's 1,000 ways to do it. And if you want it done right, I would advise hiring a part-time tax accountant to help you, because you can probably get them pretty cheap and you don't need hours and hours and hours of billable time, probably. And then Jason says, do you have any companies that just sell packaging? We have a company called Hill and Marks that just does packaging items. $500 minimum delivery charge, like a Cisco, but packaging items. Great prices. I don't know of anybody local to Michigan.
Correct. I don't either.
My Facebook feed lately has been filled with custom deli wrappers and sandwich wrappers and stuff. Saw one that prices weren't too awful on them, but like Webstaurant, a lot of their bags and stuff you can customize. But to get it down to a reasonable price, you still have to order, 20,000 of them. And for me, that's too high.
Yeah.
I'm all for ordering in bulk, especially on things that we know will probably go through eventually. But you never know what might happen in the next year. Maybe we do a rebrand of the logo or something like that, and then we're stuck with 10,000 of these that we paid. That, and it's a $4,000 upfront cost. Jason, if you want to send us the link, if they have a website that we could check out, that'd be awesome. So, and let me forget, Skippy, I need to get you the bags that I ordered. They handled bags and size.
Oh, yes.
Still. And I'm still looking for a couple more sizes that they didn't carry, but anywho.
Yeah, so everything marked inventory, I just went through and make sure everything was categorized correctly, was 11.6. And that's trips to Restaurant Depot, which means I can get Cambro containers and floor mats and garbage cans and stuff like that, but not a lot. So maybe drop 1,000 off that. I'm still at 10.6,
right?
Which is still.
Justin says their accountant is $1,000 a year, so less than $100 a month.
That's good.
Yeah, that seems very reasonable. Considering I was paying $100 a month for my Adobe Suite subscription that we were using 3 or 4 times a year, which I just canceled. And boy, did they hard sell me on a discounted price. Yeah, it took me. So you can't cancel without going through the chat bot, and then a service person. It was 20 minutes for me just to cancel.
Oh yeah.
I got 7 different prices.
Oh yeah. You ever try to cancel XM radio?
No, I've never had it.
So after a year, they bump you up from your introductory rate
This
to
is all I need. Yeah.
I know. They bump you up from your introductory rate of like $5 a month to $25 a month. And you threaten to cancel, and they're like, well, we can do it for $5 a month for the next 18 months. Would you like to keep it? I'm like, I'm not going to use it. How about $4 a month? I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the first thing they asked us is, why do you want to cancel? I said, because we just don't use it enough to justify. Well, what if it was $10 a month cheaper? I was like, no, we still don't use it enough.
Yeah, it's just.
How about I pay for it I'll do $20 every time I need to use it. How about that? Can we do that route? Can we do that pay model? Cheeseless Crust says, little late, but have you seen the newspaper sandwich wraps?
Yes, those are really cool. I actually like those.
Yep. Yeah, I like them too. I would really like to get something logoed. I want it so bad.
No, Num Num Ninja does. We've had him on the podcast. Everything they do is logoed.
Yep.
There is not one thing they don't do that's logoed.
Yeah, like I said, there has been a couple on Facebook that I think I might have saved. I'll check to see if I saved them and some links, but there was one that wasn't too bad. I mean, you had to order a couple thousand, which for me it feels more reasonable. And I think it was up to 2 colors. So for our logo, it's perfect. Yeah, I mean, there's some deals out there. The problem is, like all this other stuff, like t-shirts coming through Facebook, like, yeah, there's some great prices, but what's the overall quality? Because we've gotten some pretty crappy shirts from discount shirt makers. You know that after one wash dry cycle, all the letters are all cracked and terrible, or they overcooked the screen printing afterwards. Welcome, Joker. So yeah, it makes me nervous to spend that kind of money on some of this stuff. But scared money doesn't make money. So let's go.
No, that's why, I decided to open a restaurant on my off time and just spend all the money I have. Fucking great. By the way,
so anyway,
updated food cost estimated. So I took $1,000 out as far as incidentals at restaurant supply stores that
non-food items. Okay.
Yeah, 43%.
Okay. So you're only 10% high on the high end.
It's just,
yeah, but it's a huge number. So, but you're making up for it with labor, which isn't necessarily good.
Yeah, let's talk about labor.
Yeah,
let's talk about labor. So the one girl I have is very good.
From the cafe.
Yes, she works the coffee. I think if she could work for me full time, she probably would. She doesn't sit still. She's just constantly moving. And then I have a food truck girl that does the same thing, but she has a day job, so can really only work the weekends, maybe a Friday afternoon. So I was over my cousin's house, and her dad was there. Now her dad is a. Please hold. Sorry. I don't know why that goes on.
Ice cream truck outside.
Right. So her dad's in his 60s. He door dashes, looking for a job.
Okay.
So I brought him in, explained to him what I thought he'd be doing, and then I asked him, what of everything that we've talked about, what do you think you can do? Because of course he has a heart condition. And oh boy.
Nothing. Continue.
Oh boy. Anyway, hope we get back to that. So I asked him what he thinks he can do. He's like, oh, I can do everything. Now the guy is like 6'3". Mentality. I mean, I'm not going to say he's a smart guy, but normal person, whatever. Not on the spectrum, not any mental disabilities, whatever. But he's not. He doesn't do anything fast. Everything is very, very slow.
Okay.
He talks slow. He walks slow. It's just that's what he does. And so he's gonna start on Thursday, just doing the front area for now, register, cafe area, making sure things are stocked, making sure people are getting their foods, doing the register. And he's gonna work for like 4 hours a day until Pam gets there. That's the best spot I think I can put him. Now, I know that he's one of those platinum door dashers. I guess they have all these levels of door dashing.
Okay.
And he'll make more door dashing. But it was very hard for him to get up those 3 steps that go into my kitchen.
Okay. And
he may have to have a heart surgery here shortly.
Is that what he said, or are you just judging by his appearances?
It's actually what he said. The joke is his ex-wife has now caused 2 massive heart attacks to 2 of her ex-husbands. And the same doctor fixed them both. Okay? So there you go. So that's where I'm at. We're getting into in the food truck season where that part of my business is going to get busier.
Right. And
I was looking at labor like it was it's evil, don't get me wrong, but it's a necessary evil.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I'm just too particular, and it's hindering me. Like, just because of how I am towards somebody and how I watch them do something, and after I told them how to do it and they still do it wrong, like, I get very frustrated easily.
Mm-hmm.